up with y'all, man? It's Mr. Zach, and I'm back with another one. Man, do me a favor. Y'all hit that subscribe button and turn on all post notifications so you guys can get this content every time I drop a video. But man, TK Waters, Sheriff TK Waters, out of Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. You have a lot of people, man, that are disappointed in you today. They mad because you made light or tried to defend a sucker punch, man, to that young brother, what's his name, William McDaniels, the dude who got punched in the face, the glass broke and all that, pulled out the car and beat on. Man, you got people not feeling that, man. And we also have people who think that McDaniel was wrong. He should have got out the car. Then you also have people saying that he ain't gonna get no money. You got some people saying that he gonna be able to sue and all them things like that, man. But look, this is a compilation, man, I put together of wild reactions to this whole situation. Y'all leave a comment, man. Let me know what y'all think about the video and other people's reactions, man. Y'all leave y'all reactions. I know y'all seen that viral video. So without further ado, man, let's get to it.
I is a good boy. I is a good house boy.
First of all, let me stop you. Not a sucker punch. I'm not excusing that administratively. I'm going to say that to you one more time. I'm not excusing that administratively. There are things that we definitely need to look at. But the context of this video should tell you everything you need to know.
Well, again, I take it. It looks like it's a sucker punch because he's looking straight, and you see this,
right?
Okay, and then you see them pull him out, and then you see a couple of punches to the face. Now, again, I understand breaking the window, but they charged him with resisting arrest without violence. So I saw a lot of violence. I think the public saw a lot of violence against somebody that was not violent.
Well, first of all, Eric, don't try to talk the public into what they saw. They just saw the same video as you saw. So what we're doing, what I'm saying is that it is what it is. This is the information that I want to share with the public in context without a short clip.
By now, I know y'all done seen a video where the police officer break the glass and hit the boy in the face. But now the chief of police is on the stand telling us that social media isn't real. So you trying to say we didn't see what we saw with our own eyes? Make it make sense. You trying to tell us we didn't see the glass break and the fist come in the window and hit the guy? You trying to tell us that? Make it make sense, man. It don't matter if he had the video since March. He was afraid. You know these people are a gang. So if he would have turned that video in, they probably would have caught him and did something worse to him. But you sitting up there trying to make it seem like we going crazy, like we didn't see the glass break and him getting stole on and pulled out the car and getting jumped on. Make it make sense, y'all. See, that's what they trying to use. They trying to say something to justify why they did that. He didn't, just because he didn't have a license.
And TK Waters is a coward. I knew it was something I did not like about that sheriff when Julio got unalived here in Tampa. I knew it was something I didn't like about him, even though he was bringing a positive message about the gangs and it's going to end and we're going to put a stop to y'all. We will find y'all and all of that. I did not like that raccoon, if you know what I mean. I didn't like him. I don't like his energy. I don't like his vibes. How you going to sit up here and say they are without fault in anything? Did you see the same video we saw, sir? My question is, when it comes to the government, what is wrong with holding your agency and your people accountable? What is wrong with saying, yes, we need additional training? What is wrong with saying, yes, we need internal things that need to be done and changed? That was wrong. They shouldn't have done that. He or she shouldn't have done that. What's wrong with that? Also, I hope the public don't think that we as black women don't have a real fear of law enforcement either. I, myself, personally do. I don't fool with the police. If I see them out in public, I ain't in traffic or nowhere else, baby, I turns my head. They may or may not get a wave or, hey, how you doing? It's sad it's that way, but I have a real fear of the police and have had for all my life. We are not exempt to get body slammed and get done dirty out here in these streets by the police. We are not exempt. He need to step down. He need to do something, because this ain't the first time that he's been on the wrong side of the public as a public servant. I don't like him. He's a real weirdo, if you ask me.
Sheriff T.K. Waters, this was a traffic stop. This was a traffic stop. It was not raining. It was daylight. And he asked to speak to a supervisor. He opened his door when he asked to speak to a supervisor because his window didn't roll down. Also, I don't know whether you know it or not, but we saw the video from inside the vehicle, Sheriff T.K. Waters. We saw the video from inside the vehicle. The man was not belligerent. He was not doing anything threatening to your officers. And yet they broke his window and went through the window and punched this man in the face. Then opened the door, drug him out of the car, slammed him on the ground while his hands were behind his back, and kept telling him to put his hands behind his back. And yet you say these actions are justified and that there will be no charges brought against your officers. This is why when something happens to police in this country, even to the point of them being unalived, a lot of black citizens are numb about it, nonchalant about it. They just don't care. They may not be going out throwing a parade about it, but they just turn the channel to the next story because of people like you that won't hold violent officers like you have in your department accountable.
Sheriff T.K. Waters got up there on that stand and advocated for the bullshit that happened to that man in Jacksonville. And then one of the reporters asked, well, how do you feel about the sucker punch? And he said, first of all, let me stop you there. That wasn't a sucker punch. Shut your bitch ass up. Because did we watch the same video? Or did he? I don't even believe he watched the video at all. He said that wasn't a sucker punch? Did we watch the same video? He was really just talking a whole bunch of bullshit and just trying to protect them officers. Black, white, I don't care. The shit that they did was wrong. Point blank, period. Wrong. He had his seatbelt on. And this all started because he asked for a supervisor. There's a video. The video shows that they turned their cameras off. They turned the body cameras off. And if they wouldn't have saw, if your boy wouldn't have saw that he was on IG Live, this shit could have went way worse. What's going on?
Look, man, I'm a sports page. I don't do videos like this, but when I saw the video of this cop coming out defending his department for what they did to that man in that car, I couldn't sit still, man. It irked my soul. He's going out there just saying he should have complied, that we got to see the video, social media is in real life. And I'm going to agree with you for a second. Yes, if a cop tells you to show your hands, just do it. You know, if a cop tells you to turn your head to the right, do it. But it gives you no right to bust some man's window. And not only do that, but you assaulted them. Your cops assaulted that man. They punched him in the face. And I know I don't wear glasses, bro, but I went to the eye doctor not too long ago. I still got perfect vision, but maybe you see better with your glasses. But last time I checked, the man in that car didn't swing. He really wasn't even that riled up. He asked to see the supervisor and why he was getting pulled over. And that one cop that we all saw in the video, at least the video that I saw, punched the man in the face, yanked him out the car, and he's assaulting him and punching him as they're detaining him. It's 5 cops on one guy. One guy who's not big, who's not physically imposing, and he was not fighting back. The lack of accountability from certain leaders in this world is insane, man. I get it. You want to go out there and defend your department, defend your guys. But as a leader, sometimes you got to call guys out, bro. I played football, right? The team captain, sometimes he's got to say uncomfortable things to the guys on the team. Sometimes you got to get called out. Sometimes you got to get cussed out. Sometimes you got to hold your team accountable, bro. Dudes like him shouldn't be in office. If that was your son, would you like your son being attacked by 5 different guys, especially when he wasn't resisting physically? Okay, he asked you a couple questions. He had to see a supervisor. Who cares? Are you in danger? But it makes me sick, man, because we got guys like this leading whole police departments talking about social media ain't real. What you see ain't real life. What I saw was real life, bro. We all seen the video.
I swear, man, y'all are the only group of people who could commit crimes on video and need a whole investigation to determine whether you did it or not. You clearly did it. It's on video. Take accountability, be an actual leader, and lead your department and correct them. Thank God I'm not from Jacksonville. Thank God I don't live in Florida, because this dude should not be protecting anyone on the streets, bro. This dude's not a leader. He's scared of whoever the higher power is, bro, because clearly you don't believe what you're saying. At least I hope you don't. But I do agree with him to an extent, right? If a cop says, put your hands up, do this, do that, just follow the orders. Even if you think it's wrong, go to jail or whatever it is and fight the case, for unlawful whatever. Don't sit there and argue. But to sit there and say that we can't figure it out, social media ain't real life, this and that, you're making excuses. You're a poor leader, man. Honestly, he shouldn't be a cop anymore. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and follow for more content.
Okay, so update on the Jacksonville case. Police brutality case. I had an opportunity to watch the body cam footage, and I still stand by what I said. And I'll even add to this. So he was allegedly pulled over because during stormy conditions, and it wasn't raining at the time, you're supposed to have your lights on, right? So, hey, how about when you pull them over, say, hey, buddy, your lights aren't on during the stormy conditions. You need to cut your lights on. See how simple that sounded? See how easy that was? Hey, man, your lights aren't on. Cut your lights on. Why do you have to get out the car?
See, this is why I like to wait and hear from both sides, because now that the body cam footage came out, everybody that was jumping out the window yesterday is like, wait a minute, we thought you had a case, but now we ain't so sure. Did the police overreact? I think, yes, it's still an overreaction, but my mans, maybe your bag might not be as big. Maybe you could get all these people to make as much noise, but you gonna have to grease some pockets if you want to go through with this lawsuit. Because what I saw in that body cam footage, if I was in that jury box, I'll still give you your bag, but I ain't giving you that much. Because come on, man, come on.
So they release the body cam, the police body cam of the Jacksonville situation with William McNeil. And I see people on here saying like, oh yeah, he kind of deserved that. Like, and I'm looking at it, don't get me wrong, he was being a little difficult, but he still didn't deserve that. Like, you know what I mean? They still violated his rights. I'm sure people would feel different if that happened to like his family, to your family, or you know what I'm saying, or a friend or somebody you knew. Because yeah, I'm still on William McNeil's side. That's crazy. They saying anything. They saying like, oh, he's not gonna get a payout. Like he can still sue for that. Like, I don't know. I think that's gonna work out in his favor, because I don't know what some of y'all talking about for real.
Sheriff TK Waters, check this video out and you tell me what you think about your police officers.
Don't grab on me. Don't grab on me like that. Well, you're definitely going to jail now. That's called polio, man. Really? I didn't even do it. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back right now. Put your hands behind you. Put your hands behind your back. Under arrest. Stop it. Where is it? You punched me. Stop it.
There's more video. Of course, I had to cut it because everybody's attention span is not long. Of the same officer making false police reports. That video showed a young lady he pulled over specifically because of her tinted windows. Now, how did he go from that to arresting her, assaulting her, and as you can see, he clearly hit her and grabbed her by her hair. They need to stay out of our neighborhoods.
Uncle Tom, as chief of police, Jacksonville, Florida, said that getting punched in the face wasn't a crime. He said his officer punching that guy in the face was not a crime. So it's not a crime in Jacksonville, Florida to be punched in the face. For people to say, oh, the guy messed up his own case, did you guys see the body cam? Nobody gives a damn about the body cam footage. What we care about is the fact that after the window was broken, the man was punched in the face. And for the chief of police to do a press conference and saying that the punch was not criminal. So when did it not become criminal? Are the laws different out there in Jacksonville, Florida, where someone can get away with punching someone in the face and there's not a crime? Uncle Tom, why are you trying to stand up and justify the actions of these police officers while they committed a felony on camera? Granted, the guy did commit crime when he resisted arrest. I get it. But it does not justify why the man was punched in the face after the fact. Why was he punched in the face after the fact? How are you guys going to wrap it up in a ribbon and present that to the press? You cannot justify a punch to the face. And for the chief of police to get to a press conference and say that it wasn't a crime. So if that wasn't a crime, it wasn't a crime for him not having his headlights on, right? Stop it, bro.
Y'all telling me that I'm wrong and I need to watch the rest of the video of the body cam. Listen, whatever he was wrong and whatever he's convicted of on his paperwork, his license, insurance, all that, that's tickets he need to go pay. Because, hey, we all got to pay our fines. Not saying that. All I'm addressing in that is the punch. That's it. That's what I was talking about. His hands was up. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I get what y'all saying. Hey, he comply more, but if my hands up, I'm complying. I'm fully complying. I get it. He should have just zipped it. I get it, y'all. He pissed him off more. But that don't justify that. Y'all, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. TK Waters, bro, that's all I'm saying to you, bro. That don't justify you. Man.
So here's my take on the William McNeil situation, and I'm coming to you as a police officer. I've been a cop since 2014. I feel like everything was good up to the punch. I feel like that punch was unnecessary. And I don't understand why we get into this ego battle, like, as a civilian, like, arguing on the side of the road 10 times out of 10 is never gonna go your way. If you feel like you want to argue, you feel like you're wrong, go to court about it. That's what court is for. And you already recording off your phone, so you got your POV and then now the officer's POV. But that punch was unnecessary. The way they handled him out the car, unnecessary. He really wasn't resisting, but all the officers were already, like, their tensions were already high. So emotions were high, and they let their emotions get the best of them. But I hope that, that we kind of get on a better term after this situation. Hopefully, maybe it won't, maybe it will. But I hope that we can, like, get some type of understanding or some type of classes going on. Like, just don't argue on the side of the road. Like, that's not how this goes. That's not how you get justice. I promise.
I'm going to say this, and I'm speaking from the heart, right? The William McNeil video is very disturbing. And I'm speaking as a police officer. I've been a police officer for 6 going on 7 years. It's disturbing because, and I'm just get straight to it, the black officers, like the black officers that was on scene, y'all definitely could have stepped up and shut all that shit down. Y'all definitely could have stepped up. Because, like, what, like, are we serious right now? And I've been in situations, felony stops. I've been in situations where there was a gun in the car, we didn't know, and we had to yank somebody. I've been in situations where you had to use force, and I understand, but that was not one of those situations. He wasn't being combative. And if you want to call talking combative, like, let's be real, man. Go police for somebody. Go be a real police. Go do something. Because y'all, like, what pisses me off is that in times like these, y'all double down. Instead of just being community police, y'all double down on bullshit. Why would you punch that man in the face? Not once, but twice. Why did he have to get slammed on the ground? And granted, bro, I've policed for way more dangerous cities than damn Jacksonville, I promise you. Like, what is the problem? It's disturbing because those black officers exuberated cowardness. Like, y'all are cowards, bro. Y'all sat there and let that happen to that man for no reason.
Cops pulling the man out of the car, punching him all in his face, getting him on the ground, beating his ass. That's cool with y'all? Y'all, police officers, man. Any police officer who watched my video, y'all gonna do that shit to the wrong fucking person. To the wrong one. To a motherfucker with PTSD who dream about combat all the fucking time. You pull me out my car, start punching me all in my motherfucking face. If I can't get to the one who got me, I'm getting to the first one I see. Bow! And I'm not fucking playing. Punch me all in my shit. Pull me out my motherfucking car. And see what the fuck happened. Oh my motherfucking God, I'm making the news. Y'all cops keep playing. Keep fucking playing. Y'all gonna find the right one. Y'all gonna find the right one. Hey, we gotta stop letting them police get away with that shit too, man. We gotta stop letting that happen. And stop expecting the law to correct the law. Nah, nigga, you ain't gonna be able to call law enforcement on law enforcement. You're not gonna be able to hold them accountable that way. When the law breaks the law, you have to break the law. Break them. Break them apart. Break them. Fuck, man. Try me like that to see what happens.
The full body cam was just released. And, bruh, see what I'm saying? Like, just comply. Buddy resisted the entire time. Anything that the officer was asking for, he was just being combative. He wasn't cooperating whatsoever. Now, we all know that still doesn't justify the beating that he took, right? We already know that. I don't know how many times I got to say that. I feel like the second I don't, somebody's going to say, so does that make it right? No. However, watching the full body cam footage, the cop pulled him over. Bro pops the door open fast. Imagine a cop. You don't know what's going on. This is a stranger to you. And the door just fly open. So the cop probably already on edge for one. I'm not justifying. I'm just taking you through the emotions. Then bro explains that his window doesn't work. Cool. Then he says, why are you pulling me over? The cop says you didn't have your headlights on in inclement weather and you don't have your seatbelt on. Bro then says, I don't need my headlights on. It's daylight, blah, blah, blah. The cop says, listen, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you why I'm pulling you over. Then the cop says, give me your driver's license and registration. That has to happen anytime you get pulled over. Bro says, no, call your supervisor. Bro, then the cop said, excuse me? He said, call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over? He already told you why. The cop says he already told you why, which he did. Then the cop says, okay, just step out of the vehicle then. He says no, shuts his door and then locks it. Then from the inside of his locked car, he's screaming, why did you pull me over? He's already told you 3 times, bro. What are we talking about? Then the officer says, now you're under arrest for resisting. And everybody's talking about you can't get locked up for resisting. Yes, you can. What like? Y'all, oh my God, y'all piss me off. And even if I am wrong, I don't think I am, but even if I am wrong, bro said, get out the car or we're going to break your window and get you out. And that's exactly what happened. Now, does it justify the force they use as far as the punch, the slap, whatever you want to call it, sucker punch, getting on the ground, blah, blah. It don't justify none of that, right? That's still extremely aggressive. It doesn't matter how bad somebody is. You don't need to do all that. It just comes to a point where I don't know how many times we have to learn to just comply. The second he said exactly why he pulled you over, officer seemed like he was on some chill vibes at first. You escalated the issue. Just get out the car. If it ain't no problem, bro, just get out the car. Like, what are we talking?
After watching the whole video of the Jacksonville arrest, bro, I'm going to put it like this. When I get pulled over, I know there's a probability that my black ass can get shot. And I'm going to do every single thing in my power to prevent that from happening. That nigga did not do that. Really, bro, I feel like everybody in that fucking video was tripping. For one, why are you resisting arrest and you know you a nigga? The fuck is you doing? And for two, why is you punching him and shit for no fucking reason? All that punching him and shit was so unnecessary, bro. Like, y'all didn't even have to do that. Y'all had 4 people for that nigga. If that was Karen, y'all wouldn't have did that. If you didn't see the full video, go watch it. But the cop basically pulled up, told him what he was getting pulled over for. It was some bullshit. It was some light shit. He started the whole, oh, call your supervisor shit, call your supervisor shit. And then the cop asked for his license and registration. He says no and closes and locks the door. Nigga, have you lost your goddamn mind? Real shit, bro. Like, this isn't how the world is supposed to be, but nigga, this how the world is. You know damn well you can't do that shit. Karen can do that shit, but not everybody can do that shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. You can't be that slow. And this go for anybody that getting pulled over that look like me. Sometimes you gotta take the L, bro. You might be right. It might be some bullshit. They be tripping sometimes, but hey, bro, it's not worth getting beat up, and it's not worth your goddamn life, bro. This is a situation that could have been so small that turned into something so big, bro. I've been pulled over for that shit. I've been pulled over in the rain because I ain't had my lights on. I just gave the nigga my shit. I'm like, all right, bro, this bullshit. Whoop, whoop. He ran it, gave it back. I went on about my day. It's the only thing I want y'all to take from this video, bro. If you in a situation where you know it's a possibility somebody might hurt you or like they could hurt you, do not give them a reason to hurt you, bro. What the hell is wrong with you?
Anthony McNeil, Jacksonville, Florida. Anthony McNeil, Jacksonville, Florida. It looked bad from his perspective, didn't it, guys? It did. That little cell phone clip that he edited or however that got posted and went viral to all of us, that looked bad. It looked like the same old corrupt police doing the same old business. But that was not the case when that body cam footage came out. And I commend that sheriff for getting that stuff out within 24 hours. I mean, it was boom. Because it does justify what we saw. The only thing that is still a little questionable is after he broke that window, why did he administer that strike to the face? Now that we don't know, but they are saying something about a knife or something that he might have been reaching for. But what I can tell you is whenever that officer administered that strike to the face, he gained compliance that fast. The guy was resisting the whole time simply because he had a suspended driver's license and he was scared. That's number one. That was the whole ticket to everything. Well, I got a suspended license. If I act a certain way, you know, maybe this officer will maybe I can bluff him or intimidate him, and whatever the case may be. I don't know what goes through people's heads whenever they do that. But as soon as he administered that strike to the face, his hands came up. Yeah, they still had to pull him out of the car. And when he got out of the car, he was still resisting. He said, I'm not getting on the ground. I'm not doing this, that, and the third. You have to comply with lawful orders, guys. You have to comply. If it's lawful. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
I just got done watching the body cam footage of Will McNeil. That man ain't getting no money. I really thought that he was about to get I thought he was about to sue them and get some money. He ain't getting nothing, y'all. I promise y'all he ain't about to get a dime. He locked himself in the vehicle. He got pulled over for having no lights on, driving in the rain, and it was something else that he got. It was like valid reasons to be pulled over. He opens up the door because his window wouldn't roll down. Dan locked himself in the car. The cop wasn't even tripping. He was just like, sir, you're under arrest for resisting. Just step out of the vehicle. Dude was like, call your supervisor, call your supervisor. The cop told him over and over, calm. Sir, you under arrest, step out the vehicle or we're going to have to bust the window. Told him multiple times. Gave him multiple chances and dude just up in the truck. Oh, call your supervisor. I'm not getting out, call your... And so then they busted the window and snatched him out. Now, were they a little aggressive once they got him out of the vehicle? Yes, I mean, two things could be true at once, but Buddy was still in the wrong. None of that would have happened if he would have just obeyed the officers. You see what I'm saying? All he had to do was just accept the fact that he in the wrong and take whatever came with that, bro. That'd be a lot of y'all problem is people don't want to accept the fact that they just in the wrong. They don't want to be held accountable for them doing something and getting caught up being in the wrong. So now you just make it worse on yourself. I don't get that, but yeah, he ain't getting no money though.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I would never get why people argue with the police. Especially like, you know, us. Why do we sit there and argue with the police? If you've been pulled over and you know you ain't do shit, why sit there and argue with this man? And like, even if they are racist, why give them a reason to take you out, knowing they pulled you over to provoke you? You really about to allow your ego to get over your life. Like, it's fucked up that you got to think that way, but in reality, there are police officers killing people out here, bro. And it's nothing, that shit is not going to change no time soon. So why sit here and argue with them? I promise you, there's nothing wrong with just going to court. If you've been pulled over for a dumbass reason and you didn't do it, just go to court. That's so much better than dying. I promise you it is. Like, yeah, it's fucked up that police officers are killing people out here, but they are, and that's just the truth. And you sitting there debating with a person that could potentially be one to take you out, it's not going to help anything. So you get pulled over for a dumbass reason. You just, yes sir, whatever. Here's my insurance, here's my driver's license, whatever. Do anything to go the fuck home, bro, because sitting there arguing with them, you're not going to win.
So y'all see that video of the young man in the car, Jacksonville, Florida. He was talking to the officer in the passenger side. He couldn't roll his window down to talk to the other one. And he was telling him, hey, I don't have my headlights on. It's not raining. So why did you pull me over? Because I don't have my headlights on. Other people are driving without their headlights on. He's like, oh, yeah, all right. He said, can I speak with your supervisor? That's all he asked him. And he sit back politely and said, can I speak with your supervisor? The other officer, who turned his camera off on cam, then proceeds to break his window and punch him in his face. He asked them, they said, let me see your hands. This young man put his hands up, said, I'm not moving, placed his hands in his lap, crisscross applesauce in the car, and did not move. And you motherfuckers broke in his car, yanked that man out of his car, and continued to beat him in his face, telling him to stop resisting. Yet you motherfuckers still seem to say you guys are not going through that anymore. Oh, you guys are not going through racism anymore. Oh, that doesn't happen. Oh, let it go. Let it go. Bitch, do you see that? Do you see that? No. I want you to tell me, do you see that? And you wonder why we run. Y'all always say, why did he run? Stop resisting. That young man didn't resist at all, and they still beat his ass. One of these days, somebody gonna go off. One of these days, somebody gonna go off, and they gonna light.
Man, people was going off, boy. But look, y'all leave in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think once again. And hey, man, I did my first reaction video on it, man, before the body cam footage was out. But even with the body cam footage, man, it still don't justify what those officers did to that young brother, man. I still stand by what I stand on, and man, they was wrong. They was wrong, man. Totally in the wrong. But let me know what you guys think, man. All right. Until next time, man. Y'all take care of yourself. Y'all protect yourself at all times. Keep your head on the swivel. God bless you. God bless me, man, and God bless America. And I'm out. Mr. Zach Reacts. Peace.